The morning sun had barely risen over Silicon Valley when Elon Musk left his office at Tesla headquarters. He'd been working through the night again, consumed by his latest electric vehicle innovations. The streets were quiet, save for the occasional early morning commuter. As he drove his Model S through Palo Alto's tree-lined streets, something caught his eye in a nearly empty parking lot. There, between a defunct coffee shop and a small laundromat, sat a weathered Honda Civic. Most people would have driven past without a second glance, but Musk noticed something unusual: small curtains in the windows and what appeared to be someone sleeping in the reclined driver's seat. He could have continued driving. After all, he had meetings scheduled, deadlines to meet, and a space company to run. But something made him stop. Perhaps it was curiosity, or maybe it was the memory of his own struggles before his success. Whatever the reason, he pulled into the parking lot. As he approached the car, he saw a woman in her mid-40s, dressed in business attire though slightly wrinkled, sleeping uncomfortably in her car. Various belongings were neatly organized in the back seat: clothes on hangers, a laptop bag, and several boxes of documents. This wasn't the typical scene of homelessness. This was someone who had clearly been maintaining a professional appearance despite her circumstances. The woman stirred as Musk gently knocked on the window. Her eyes widened with recognition, then embarrassment flooded her face. She quickly sat up, trying to smooth her clothes and hair. "I'm sorry, I'll move right away," she said, her voice trembling slightly as she rolled down the window. "No, please don't," Musk replied, his voice gentle. "I just wanted to make sure you're okay." The woman, who introduced herself as Rita Chen, hesitated before speaking. She had been a software engineer at a promising startup that went bankrupt during the recent economic downturn. With Silicon Valley's high living costs and a series of unfortunate events, including her savings being depleted by medical bills for her mother's cancer treatment, she found herself unable to afford rent. "I've been living in my car for the past 3 months," she explained, her voice steady despite the pain in her eyes. "I still go to interviews, use the gym to shower, and keep applying for jobs. But in Silicon Valley, even with my experience, it's been challenging to find something that would cover the cost of living here." As Rita spoke, Musk listened intently. He wasn't just hearing her words, he was understanding the complex web of circumstances that could lead a skilled professional to this situation. The story resonated with him deeply: the fragility of success, the thin line between stability and crisis, and the resilience required to keep going. "Would you join me for breakfast?" he asked. "I'd like to hear more about your work in software engineering." Over coffee and eggs at a nearby diner, Rita shared her journey. She had worked on innovative projects involving artificial intelligence and sustainable energy, areas that immediately caught Musk's attention. Despite her current circumstances, her eyes lit up when she talked about technology and its potential to solve global challenges. As she spoke about her previous projects, Musk noticed something remarkable. Rita wasn't just knowledgeable, she had a unique perspective on combining AI with renewable energy systems, something that could be valuable for Tesla's upcoming projects. "The thing about living in your car," Rita said, stirring her coffee, "is that it teaches you about efficiency. Every space, every resource needs to be optimized. It's not unlike programming, you learn to make the most of limited resources." This perspective intrigued Musk. Here was someone who had experienced both professional success and personal hardship, bringing a valuable viewpoint that couldn't be found in traditional hiring processes. The conversation continued, moving from technical discussions to broader views on innovation and resilience. Rita shared her ideas about improving electric vehicle efficiency, ideas she developed while living in her car and becoming acutely aware of energy consumption. As the morning wore on, other diners began to recognize Musk, but he remained focused on their conversation. This wasn't about publicity or charity, it was about recognizing talent and human potential in unexpected places. "Rita," Musk said finally, "I think you need to meet my team at Tesla." Your insights on AI integration with renewable energy systems are exactly what we've been looking for. Rita's hands trembled slightly as she set down her coffee cup. Are you serious? She asked, her voice barely above a whisper. I am, Musk replied. But more than that, I want to help you get back on your feet immediately. Tesla has temporary housing for some of our international employees. You can stay there while you find a permanent place. Tears welled up in Rita's eyes, but she quickly wiped them away. I don't want charity, she said firmly. I want to earn my way. This isn't charity, Musk responded. This is investment in talent. Silicon Valley often looks for innovation in all the wrong places, while real insights come from unexpected experiences, like yours. That morning marked the beginning of a transformation, not just for Rita, but for how Silicon Valley might view talent and potential. As she followed Musk's Tesla to the company headquarters, her Honda Civic carrying everything she owned, Rita couldn't help but think about how life could change in an instant. What she didn't know was that her journey from sleeping in a car to joining one of the world's most innovative companies would inspire a new perspective on talent, resilience, and the true meaning of second chances in Silicon Valley's competitive landscape. The Tesla headquarters buzzed with its usual morning energy as Rita walked through the gleaming glass doors beside Elon Musk. Engineers and developers glanced up from their workstations, curious about the newcomer accompanied by their CEO. Rita clutched her laptop bag tightly, her professional demeanor masking the surreal nature of the moment. The temporary housing turned out to be a modern apartment complex just 10 minutes from Tesla's campus. As Rita placed her few belongings in the furnished unit, she couldn't help but marvel at how quickly life could change. Just hours ago, she had been sleeping in her car, and now she was standing in a place she could call home, at least for the time being. But Rita wasn't one to be complacent. The very next day, she dove into her work at Tesla with the same determination that had kept her going through months of hardship. Her unique perspective, shaped by her recent experiences, brought fresh insights to the team. During her first week, Rita noticed inefficiencies in Tesla's AI systems that others had overlooked. Living in her car had taught her about maximizing every bit of energy, and she applied this knowledge to the company's electric vehicle software. Look at this, she explained during a team meeting, pointing to lines of code on her screen. We can optimize the battery usage by implementing a more adaptive AI system that learns from individual driving patterns. It's similar to how I learned to conserve energy when living in my car. Every small adjustment matters. The room fell silent as senior engineers examined her proposal. It was a bold suggestion for someone who had just joined the team, but the data supporting her idea was compelling. Musk, who had stopped by to check on her progress, listened intently from the back of the room. This could increase our vehicle's range by up to 12%, one of the senior engineers finally said, looking impressed. How did we not see this before? Sometimes you need to live with limited resources to truly understand optimization, Rita replied quietly, thinking of her months in the Honda Civic. The next few weeks were a whirlwind of activity. Rita's optimization algorithm became a priority project, with a team of engineers working under her leadership to implement it across Tesla's vehicle line. But success brought its own challenges. Word had gotten out about her story. The software engineer found living in her car who was now revolutionizing Tesla's AI systems. Tech blogs picked up the story, and soon Rita found herself facing unexpected attention. Some praised her resilience, while others questioned whether her story was too good to be true. Don't let it distract you, Musk advised her one evening, stopping by her workstation as most employees were heading home. They did the same to me when I started. Focus on the work, it speaks louder than any story. Rita took his words to heart. Instead of engaging with the media buzz, she channeled her energy into developing more innovations. Her experience of homelessness had given her a unique perspective on sustainability and resource management that proved invaluable to Tesla's mission. She initiated a project to develop simplified versions of Tesla's charging technology that could be installed in homeless shelters and low-income housing areas. The idea was to make electric vehicle technology more accessible to all economic levels, not just luxury car owners. "We need to think about sustainability at every social level," she explained during a presentation to Tesla's board. "My time on the streets showed me that environmental consciousness isn't just for those who can afford a Tesla. It's about creating solutions that work for everyone." The board members exchanged glances. This wasn't just about electric cars anymore, it was about using technology to address social issues. It was the kind of thinking that could change the company's approach to market expansion and social responsibility. But Rita's most significant impact came from an unexpected direction. Her story had sparked a conversation within Tesla about talent acquisition. How many other brilliant minds were being overlooked because of circumstances beyond their control? In response, Musk launched a new hiring initiative called Hidden Talent, designed to look for qualified candidates in unconventional places. The program included partnerships with homeless shelters and organizations supporting displaced tech workers. Innovation doesn't always wear a suit or come from a prestigious university, Musk announced at the program's launch. Sometimes it comes from those who have faced real challenges and found creative solutions to survive. 3 months after her chance encounter with Musk, Rita finally moved into her own apartment. Her Honda Civic, now parked in a proper garage, served as a reminder of her journey. She kept one of the small curtains she had used in the car, framed on her wall, a symbol of resilience and unexpected opportunities. One evening, as she worked late at Tesla, Rita received an email that brought tears to her eyes. A young engineer from Detroit, recently hired through the Hidden Talent program, wrote to thank her. She too had been living in her car after losing her job during the economic downturn. "Your story showed me that circumstances don't define our worth," the email read. "Thank you for making it okay to talk about struggle in Silicon Valley." Rita sat back in her chair, looking out over the Tesla campus illuminated in the evening light. Her journey from sleeping in a car to leading innovation at Tesla wasn't just about personal success anymore. It had become a catalyst for change in how Silicon Valley viewed talent, potential, and the human spirit's capacity to overcome adversity. As she typed a response to the young engineer, Rita smiled, thinking about how a simple act of kindness from Musk that morning in the parking lot had set off a chain reaction of positive change. Sometimes, she realized, the biggest innovations come not from technology, but from giving people a chance to show what they're capable of, regardless of their circumstances. 6 months after Rita's chance encounter with Elon Musk, Tesla's Hidden Talent program had grown beyond anyone's expectations. The initiative had discovered dozens of brilliant minds who had fallen through the cracks of traditional hiring processes, each bringing unique perspectives shaped by their own struggles. One morning, as Rita walked into Tesla's headquarters, she noticed something different. The usually bustling lobby was transformed into an event space, with chairs arranged in neat rows and a podium at the front. A banner hung overhead, Tesla Innovation Summit, redefining the future of technology and social impact. Musk had asked Rita to be the keynote speaker, something that both honored and terrified her. As she reviewed her notes one last time in her office, she thought about how much had changed. Her AI optimization system had been implemented across Tesla's entire vehicle line, increasing efficiency by 15%, better than their initial projections. The auditorium filled quickly with Tesla employees, tech industry leaders, and journalists. Rita spotted several familiar faces from other major tech companies, including executives from Google, Apple, and Microsoft. Her story had sparked interest far beyond Tesla's walls. "When I was living in my car," Rita began her speech, her voice steady despite her nerves, "I learned something crucial about technology. Innovation isn't just about creating something new, it's about solving real problems for real people." She went on to explain how her experience had shaped her approach to technological development. The charging stations she had proposed for homeless shelters were now being piloted in 3 cities, with promising results. Not only were they providing accessible charging options, but they were also serving as hubs for job training and technology education. But the real breakthrough, she continued, came from understanding that talent and brilliance don't follow conventional paths. Sometimes, the most innovative solutions come from those who have experienced the problems firsthand. In the audience, she could see the new hires from the Hidden Talent program, former teachers, warehouse workers, and even a former chef, all of whom had proven themselves to be exceptional engineers and problem solvers. Their diverse backgrounds had brought fresh perspectives to Tesla's projects. After the summit, Musk announced an expansion of the program. Tesla would be partnering with community colleges and technical schools across the country to create opportunities for unconventional candidates. The company was also launching a scholarship fund to support promising individuals who needed assistance with housing and basic needs while developing their skills. What Rita taught us, Musk explained to the press, is that innovation doesn't just come from laboratories and prestigious universities. It comes from life experiences, from overcoming challenges, and from seeing the world in a different way. The impact rippled through Silicon Valley. Other companies began to reassess their hiring practices, looking beyond traditional credentials to find hidden talent. Some even started their own versions of Tesla's program, creating a network of opportunities for overlooked innovators. Rita's optimization algorithm had caught the attention of environmental researchers. They saw potential applications beyond electric vehicles, in smart city design, renewable energy distribution, and even space technology. SpaceX, Musk's aerospace company, had begun adapting her work for their systems. But perhaps the most meaningful moment came during a community outreach event at a local shelter. Rita was there to speak about the new charging station program when she noticed a young woman in the audience, clutching a worn laptop. After the presentation, the woman approached her. She had been living in her car for 2 months, using public libraries to work on coding projects. Despite having taught herself programming, she couldn't get past the traditional hiring barriers. "I read about you," the woman said, her eyes bright with hope. "You made me believe that my situation doesn't define my future." Rita immediately connected her with Tesla's Hidden Talent program coordinators. Within weeks, the woman had joined the company's software development team, bringing with her innovative ideas for apps that could help people facing housing insecurity. The success stories continued to multiply. A former mechanic who had been living in a shelter developed a breakthrough in Tesla's manufacturing process. A self-taught programmer who had been sleeping in his car created a revolutionary battery management system. 1 year after the parking lot encounter, Musk invited Rita to join Tesla's executive board as the Director of Innovation and Social Impact, a new position created to ensure that the company's technological advances remained connected to real-world needs. "Your journey reminded us of something essential," Musk told her during the announcement. "True innovation comes from understanding human experiences, not just technological capabilities." Rita's office now overlooked the parking lot where Musk had found her that fateful morning. She kept a small photo of her Honda Civic on her desk, not as a reminder of hardship, but as a symbol of how unexpected circumstances could lead to extraordinary change. The Hidden Talent program had grown into a movement, challenging the tech industry's traditional notions of qualification and potential. It wasn't just about finding new employees, it was about understanding that innovation could come from anywhere, and that sometimes the most valuable insights come from those who have faced the greatest challenges. As Rita looked out her window at the Tesla campus, she saw a diverse group of employees heading to lunch, former homeless individuals now leading engineering teams, self-taught programmers revolutionizing AI systems, and people from all walks of life contributing their unique perspectives to shape the future of technology. She thought about how a simple act of kindness, Musk stopping to check on a stranger in a parking lot, had sparked a transformation not just in her life, but in how an entire industry thought about talent, innovation, and human potential. It was a reminder that sometimes the biggest changes start with the smallest moments of human connection. 18 months after that life-changing morning in the parking lot, Rita found herself standing in front of the United Nations Assembly in New York. The Hidden Talent program had caught the attention of global leaders, who saw it as a potential solution to both technological innovation and social inequality. The hall was packed with representatives from various countries, all eager to learn how a chance encounter had transformed into a global movement. Rita took a deep breath, remembering Musk's advice before she left for New York: tell them the truth, how real change comes from giving people real chances. Innovation knows no borders, she began, her voice clear and confident. And talent doesn't discriminate based on circumstances. What we've learned at Tesla is that brilliance often hides in unexpected places. She shared stories from the program's international pilot initiatives. In Mumbai, they had discovered a young inventor who had been living in a slum while developing solar-powered cooling systems. In Rio de Janeiro, a former street vendor had created an innovative urban transportation algorithm. In Berlin, a homeless mathematician had revolutionized Tesla's production scheduling system. Back at Tesla headquarters, Musk watched the live stream with pride. The company had changed dramatically over the past year and a half. The Hidden Talent program had evolved from a hiring initiative into a complete reimagining of how technology companies could operate. The company's latest project, sparked by Rita's vision, was the development of affordable housing units powered by Tesla's solar technology and optimized by AI systems developed by program graduates. These innovation communities were designed to provide both housing and opportunities for talented individuals struggling with homelessness. The goal isn't just to find talent, Rita explained to the UN Assembly. It's to create sustainable systems that prevent brilliant minds from falling into crisis in the first place. The speech received a standing ovation, but Rita's mind was already on the next phase. She had been working with Musk on an even more ambitious project, the creation of a global technology education network that would identify and support promising individuals before they reached crisis points. After returning from New York, Rita drove her old Honda Civic to the site of the first innovation community in California. She kept the car as her personal transport, despite having the means to buy any vehicle she wanted. It served as both a reminder and an inspiration. The community was nearing completion, a beautiful complex of sustainable homes powered by solar panels and equipped with Tesla's latest energy management systems. But it was the tech incubator at its heart that made it truly special. Inside, she found a group of new program participants working on various projects. A former truck driver was developing AI systems for autonomous vehicles, bringing his decades of road experience to the technology. A retired teacher was revolutionizing educational software with insights from her years in underfunded schools. This is what innovation really looks like, Rita told a group of visiting tech executives. It's not just about creating new technology, it's about bringing diverse perspectives to solve real problems. The program's success had challenged traditional notions of qualification and expertise. Companies that had once required prestigious degrees were now actively seeking candidates with unconventional backgrounds and life experiences. One afternoon, while reviewing applications for the next round of Hidden Talent participants, Rita received an unexpected video call from Musk. He was at SpaceX, surrounded by engineers, with an excited look on his face. "Rita, remember your optimization algorithm?" he asked. "The SpaceX team has adapted it for our Mars mission planning. The efficiency improvements are incredible. We need you here as soon as possible." The algorithm that Rita had developed, inspired by her experiences of maximizing resources while living in her car, was now being used to optimize life support systems for humanity's first Mars colony. The irony wasn't lost on her. Solutions born from surviving on Earth were now helping humans survive on another planet. As she drove to SpaceX headquarters, Rita reflected on how far things had come. The Hidden Talent program had expanded to 23 countries, with over 5,000 participants. Their innovations had generated billions in revenue and, more importantly, had solved problems that traditional approaches had overlooked. But what made Rita most proud wasn't the technical achievements or global recognition. It was the change in people's lives. The program had a wall called The Journey, covered with before and after stories of participants. Each story represented not just individual success, but a transformation in how society viewed potential and opportunity. At SpaceX, as she worked with the Mars mission team, Rita received news that the United Nations had adopted a resolution to support the global expansion of the hidden talent model. Countries worldwide were committing resources to identify and support overlooked innovators in their populations. "You've started something remarkable," Musk told her as they reviewed the Mars mission plans. "This program isn't just changing lives, it's changing how we think about human potential." Rita smiled, thinking of that morning in the parking lot when she had been sure her life was at its lowest point. "Sometimes," she replied, "we need to hit bottom to see things differently." Innovation isn't just about technology, it's about understanding human experiences and giving people the chance to turn their struggles into solutions. As the sun set over the SpaceX facility, Rita and Musk discussed the future. The Hidden Talent program was evolving into something bigger than either of them had imagined, a global movement that recognized innovation could come from anywhere, and that every person's experience, no matter how challenging, could contribute to solving humanity's biggest problems. "What's next?" Musk asked, looking at the Mars mission blueprints. Rita thought about all the undiscovered talent still out there, all the potential solutions hidden in unexpected places. "We keep looking," she said. "There are still so many parking lots we haven't checked." 2 years into the Hidden Talent program, a special ceremony was being held at Tesla's headquarters. The company was celebrating a remarkable milestone. The program had now helped over 10,000 people worldwide transform their lives. The parking lot where Rita's story began had been transformed into an elegant outdoor venue, with her old Honda Civic displayed prominently as a symbol of hope and perseverance. The evening air was filled with excitement as success stories from around the world were shared. A former street artist from Tokyo had developed a revolutionary paint that could harvest solar energy. A displaced farmer from Kenya had created an AI-powered irrigation system that was transforming agriculture in drought-prone regions. Each story reinforced the program's core belief, that extraordinary talent could be found in the most unexpected places. Rita stood at the podium, looking out at the diverse crowd of program graduates, current participants, and technology industry leaders. 2 years ago, I slept in a car right where you're sitting, she began, her voice carrying across the hushed audience. Today, we're not just celebrating success stories, we're celebrating a fundamental change in how we recognize and nurture human potential. The program had evolved far beyond its original scope. What started as a hiring initiative had grown into a global network of innovation hubs, each adapting to local needs while maintaining the core mission of discovering and supporting hidden talent. As Rita spoke, screens around the venue displayed live feeds from hidden talent centers across the world. In Brazil, a community of former favela residents was developing sustainable housing solutions. In India, program participants were creating affordable medical devices. In Eastern Europe, a group of refugees was pioneering new approaches to clean energy distribution. Musk joined Rita on stage, carrying something that made her pause, the small curtain she had used in her car, now framed alongside her original job application. This program succeeded, he addressed the crowd, because it recognized something crucial, that adversity often creates the most innovative problem solvers. The ceremony highlighted the program's newest initiative, the Global Innovation Exchange. This platform would allow hidden talent participants from different countries to collaborate on solving major global challenges. The first project was already underway, a joint effort between program graduates from 6 continents to develop affordable clean water solutions. During the event, Rita received an unexpected message from the International Space Station. The astronauts had begun using a modified version of her resource optimization algorithm to improve their life support systems. Her solution, born from the necessity of living in a car, was now helping humans survive in space. The celebration was interrupted by breaking news: Tesla's stock had hit an all-time high. The market was responding to the announcement of a new line of affordable electric vehicles, developed largely by hidden talent program graduates. These cars incorporated innovations that only those who had experienced transportation insecurity could have envisioned. Our greatest breakthrough, Rita explained to the reporters who had gathered, wasn't technological. It was recognizing that the best solutions often come from those who have faced the problems firsthand. The program's impact had begun to reshape corporate culture globally. Companies were reimagining their hiring practices, looking beyond traditional credentials to find innovative thinkers. Universities were creating new programs that combined practical experience with technical education, inspired by the hidden talent model. Later that evening, Rita and Musk walked through the innovation community that had been built near Tesla's headquarters. The once empty lot had become a thriving hub of creativity and technology. Residents were working on projects ranging from AI-driven educational tools to new renewable energy systems. "Remember when you knocked on my car window?" Rita asked, stopping at the spot where her Honda had been parked that fateful morning. "I thought my life was over. Instead, it was just beginning." Musk smiled, looking at the bustling community around them. "That morning taught me something important," he replied. "Sometimes the best way to innovate is to simply stop and notice the potential others have missed." The next phase of the program was already taking shape. Tesla and SpaceX were jointly launching the Orbital Innovation Initiative, a program that would send hidden talent graduates to the International Space Station to work on space-based solutions to Earth's challenges. The first participant selected was a former homeless veteran who had developed a breakthrough in zero-gravity manufacturing. His innovation promised to revolutionize how medical supplies could be produced in space, potentially saving millions of lives on Earth. As the celebration continued into the night, Rita received news that the United Nations had officially adopted the hidden talent model as part of their Sustainable Development Goals. Countries worldwide were committing to creating similar programs, recognizing that solving global challenges required tapping into all available human potential. The real innovation, Rita told a group of young participants, isn't in the technology we create, it's in creating opportunities for others to innovate. Every person has unique insights shaped by their experiences. Our job is to help those insights become solutions. The evening ended with a surprise announcement from Musk. Tesla would be expanding the innovation community's concept globally, creating sustainable living and working spaces for promising innovators in underserved areas worldwide. Each community would be powered by renewable energy and equipped with state-of-the-art research facilities. As the guests departed, Rita took one last walk through the venue. The displays showed images from hidden talent centers around the world, faces full of hope and determination, each person carrying their own story of resilience and potential. She stopped at her old Honda Civic, now a symbol of the program's journey. Inside the car, a small plaque read, "Every journey matters. Every story counts. Every person has potential waiting to be discovered." The night sky above was clear, and she could see Mars shining brightly. Somewhere up there, her algorithm was helping plan humanity's next great adventure. But her proudest achievement wasn't the technology she had created, it was the thousands of lives transformed by a simple idea, that talent and innovation can be found anywhere, if we just take the time to look. The dawn broke over Kazakhstan's Baikonur Cosmodrome as Rita watched the final preparations for a historic launch. The first team of Hidden Talent Program graduates was about to head to the International Space Station as part of the Orbital Innovation Initiative. Among them was Dr. Mei Wang, a former hospital janitor who had taught herself astrophysics while living in a shelter, and whose theories about zero-gravity medicine had caught the attention of both NASA and SpaceX. 3 years ago, I was cleaning hospital floors, May told the gathered press, her voice steady despite her emotion. Today, I'm going to space to test medical innovations that could save lives on Earth. This is what happens when someone believes in your potential. Rita stood beside Musk as they watched the final countdown. The launch wasn't just sending people to space, it was sending a powerful message about human potential. The team's first mission was to test new medical manufacturing processes that could create vital medicines more efficiently in zero gravity. Back at Tesla headquarters, the company was buzzing with excitement about another breakthrough. A team of hidden talent graduates had developed a new type of battery that could store solar energy more efficiently than ever before. The team was led by a former warehouse worker who had spent years studying energy storage while living in his truck. The solution was inspired by how I had to manage power in my truck, the team leader explained during the project presentation. When you have limited resources, you learn to think differently about energy storage. The program's success had sparked a global revolution in how companies approached innovation. Traditional corporate structures were being replaced by more inclusive models that valued diverse experiences and perspectives. The results were speaking for themselves. Companies that adopted the hidden talent model were seeing unprecedented levels of innovation and growth. Rita's phone buzzed with a message from the United Nations Development Program. The first round of global innovation communities was exceeding all expectations. In Lagos, Nigeria, a community of former street vendors had developed a revolutionary urban farming system. In Bangkok, Thailand, a group of displaced workers had created an AI-powered flood prediction system that was saving lives. The key was trusting people to solve the problems they understood best, Rita explained during a virtual conference with global leaders. When you give people the resources to address challenges they've lived through, the solutions are often extraordinary. The program's impact was particularly visible in education. Universities worldwide were partnering with hidden talent centers to create new learning models that combined lived experience with technical training. Students from traditional academic backgrounds were working alongside program participants, learning from each other's perspectives. Musk had just announced the program's next phase, the Mars Innovation Protocol. This initiative would send hidden talent teams to help design and build the first human settlements on Mars. The idea was simple but powerful. Who better to design systems for surviving with limited resources than those who had done exactly that on Earth? Living in my car taught me more about resource optimization than any textbook could, Rita shared during the protocol's launch event. Now imagine what we can learn from thousands of people who have faced similar challenges. Their insights could be the key to surviving on Mars. The program's success had also begun to change conversations about homelessness and poverty. Rather than seeing these conditions as personal failures, society was starting to recognize the untapped potential being lost. Governments worldwide were implementing policies inspired by the hidden talent model, treating housing and education as investments in innovation rather than charity. One afternoon, Rita received an unexpected visitor at her office, the owner of the parking lot where Musk had found her 3 years ago. The elderly man had been following the program's success and had made a decision. He was donating his property to become the site of a new innovation community. "I've owned this lot for 40 years, he said, his eyes moist. But I never imagined it could become something so meaningful. Maybe there are more Ritas out there, just waiting for their chance." The new community would be special, designed specifically for women in tech who were facing housing insecurity. It would include not just housing and research facilities, but also childcare centers and educational resources. The goal was to ensure that no brilliant mind was lost due to circumstances beyond their control. As Rita worked late one evening, she received exciting news from the International Space Station. May's team had successfully manufactured their first batch of medicine in space. The process was 60% more efficient than Earth-based production, potentially making life-saving drugs more accessible worldwide. This isn't just about making medicine in space, May's voice crackled over the communication link. It's about proving that no dream is too big, no background too humble. Everyone deserves a chance to reach for the stars, literally. The Hidden Talent program had also begun to influence popular culture. A documentary series following program participants had become a global sensation, inspiring millions with stories of resilience and innovation. Each episode showcased how different life experiences could lead to unique solutions to complex problems. During a board meeting at Tesla, Rita presented the program's latest statistics: over 15,000 patents filed by participants, billions in revenue generated, and countless lives improved through innovations in healthcare, energy, transportation, and housing. But the numbers told only part of the story. Our real success, she told the board, is in changing how the world views potential. We're not just finding hidden talent, we're redefining what talent looks like. As the sun set over Tesla headquarters, Rita and Musk stood in the parking lot that had started it all. Construction was about to begin on the new Women's Innovation Community. The old asphalt would soon be replaced with sustainable buildings, solar panels, and research facilities. Sometimes I wonder, Musk mused, how many other parking lots around the world have a Rita sleeping in them right now? How many brilliant minds are we still missing? Rita looked at the construction plans, then up at the evening sky where the International Space Station was passing overhead, carrying May and her team of unlikely astronauts. That's why we keep going, she replied. Because every person deserves the chance to show what they can do when someone believes in them. The Women's Innovation Community, rising from the historic parking lot where Rita's journey began, had become a beacon of hope and transformation. Just 6 months after its opening, the facility was already producing groundbreaking innovations. The community, nicknamed the Phoenix by its residents, had become a model for similar centers worldwide. One morning, Rita walked through the bustling halls, stopping to chat with a young mother who had recently joined the program. The woman had been living in her car with her daughter while working on developing educational software. Now, both were thriving. The mother's software was being tested in schools across the country, while her daughter attended the community's Advanced Learning Center. My daughter doesn't have to hide anymore, the woman shared, tears in her eyes. She's proud to tell her friends where we live because this isn't just shelter, it's a place where dreams come true. The Mars Innovation Protocol was advancing faster than anyone had anticipated. A team of program graduates, including former homeless individuals and displaced workers, had developed revolutionary solutions for sustainable living in harsh environments. Their innovations weren't just applicable to Mars, they were already being implemented in Earth's most challenging regions. Living on the streets taught me how to survive with nothing, explained one team member during a presentation to NASA officials. Now we're using that knowledge to help humanity survive on another planet. Life has a strange way of preparing you for things you never imagined. Musk arrived at the Phoenix one afternoon with exciting news. The first Mars habitat prototype, designed entirely by Hidden Talent program participants, had passed all initial tests. The design incorporated unique solutions for water recycling, energy conservation, and psychological well-being, insights drawn from the team's personal experiences with resource scarcity and isolation. Meanwhile, Dr. May Wong's space-based medical manufacturing had exceeded all expectations. The International Space Station had become a crucial facility for producing rare medications, making life-saving drugs more accessible and affordable. The success had led to an expansion of the Orbital Innovation Initiative, with plans for a dedicated medical research station in low Earth orbit. When I was cleaning hospital floors, May shared during a video call from space, I saw patients struggling to afford medication. Now we're making those same medicines more accessible to everyone. Sometimes the longest journey isn't the one to space, it's the one from feeling worthless to knowing your true value. The program's impact on global policy continued to grow. The United Nations had established the Global Innovation Access Initiative, a fund dedicated to identifying and supporting hidden talent worldwide. Countries that had initially been skeptical were now seeing the economic and social benefits of investing in overlooked populations. Rita's original resource optimization algorithm had evolved into something even more powerful. Program participants around the world had contributed their own insights, creating a complex AI system that could predict and prevent resource crises before they occurred. The system was already helping communities prepare for natural disasters and manage limited resources more effectively. One day, while reviewing applications for the Phoenix's next cohort, Rita received an urgent call from Musk. SpaceX had made an unprecedented discovery. A hidden talent team working on Mars settlement designs had accidentally developed a new method for carbon capture that could help address climate change on Earth. They were trying to solve the problem of Mars's thin atmosphere, Musk explained excitedly. But their solution might help us save Earth's atmosphere instead. This is why we need diverse perspectives on these challenges. The Phoenix had become a regular stop for world leaders and corporate executives seeking to understand the program's success. During one such visit, Rita overheard a young resident explaining her latest invention to a group of wide-eyed investors. "I used to fold origami to keep my hands warm while living in my car," the woman explained, demonstrating a solar panel that could fold to 1/10 of its size for easy transportation. Now that same principle is helping bring power to remote communities. The program's success had begun to challenge deep-seated societal prejudices about homelessness and poverty. Media coverage had shifted from focusing on problems to highlighting potential. Companies that had once ignored non-traditional candidates were now actively seeking them out, recognizing that diverse life experiences led to innovative solutions. Late one evening, Rita found Musk standing in the Phoenix's rooftop garden, looking at Mars glowing red in the night sky. The garden had been designed by residents to test vertical farming techniques for both Earth and Mars, combining ancient agricultural wisdom with cutting-edge technology. "Do you ever think about how different things would be if I hadn't stopped that morning?" Musk asked, watching residents tend to their experimental crops. Rita smiled, remembering the fear and shame she had felt when he knocked on her car window. "I think about it every day," she replied. "But I also think about all the other people still out there, waiting for their chance. That's why we can't stop." The program had recently launched a new initiative called Street to Stars, which used AI to identify potential hidden talent in homeless populations worldwide. The system, developed by program graduates, looked for innovative survival strategies that could indicate problem-solving abilities and creative thinking. "We're not just looking for technical skills," Rita explained during a TED Talk that went viral. "We're looking for life hackers, people who have found creative ways to survive impossible situations. Those are the people who will help us solve humanity's biggest challenges." The Phoenix had also become a center for advancing women in technology. Its childcare center had evolved into a cutting-edge educational facility where children learned alongside their mothers, creating a new model for family-centered innovation. One of the youngest residents, a 12-year-old girl whose mother had joined the program 6 months ago, had already developed an AI-powered educational game that helped children cope with housing insecurity. The game was now being used in schools and shelters worldwide. "My mom always told me that being homeless didn't mean being helpless," the young inventor told a documentary crew. "Now I'm helping other kids understand that too." As Rita prepared for bed that night in her apartment overlooking the Phoenix, she received a message from the International Space Station. May's team had made another breakthrough, a way to manufacture building materials using space dust. The process could revolutionize space construction and help build sustainable shelters on Mars. Looking out at the lights of the Phoenix, still buzzing with activity even at this late hour, Rita thought about how far they'd come. The parking lot where she had once hidden in shame had become a launching pad for humanity's future. But more importantly, it had become a symbol of hope, proof that every person, regardless of their circumstances, had the potential to change the world. "We just need to take the time to look," she whispered, watching a shooting star streak across the sky. "And have the courage to knock on windows." 5 years had passed since that fateful morning in the parking lot. The sun rose over the sprawling Kennedy Space Center in Florida, where thousands had gathered for a historic moment. The first Mars-bound spacecraft crewed entirely by Hidden Talent Program graduates was preparing for launch. Rita stood beside Musk, watching the massive rocket on the launch pad. The spacecraft itself was a testament to the program's success. Nearly every major system incorporated innovations developed by people who had once been overlooked by society. "Remember when I told you I was living in my car to save money for my mother's medical bills?" Rita asked Musk, both of them watching the pre-launch preparations. Now the medicine she needs is being manufactured on the International Space Station, available at a fraction of the cost. The mission commander was a former homeless veteran who had developed breakthrough navigation systems while living in a shelter. The chief engineer was a young woman who had taught herself rocket science while working night shifts as a security guard. Each crew member carried a similar story of transformation. Back at the Phoenix, now one of hundreds of innovation communities worldwide, residents gathered to watch the launch. The facility had expanded far beyond its original scope, becoming a small city of innovation. The young girl who had developed the educational game was now a teenager leading a team developing AI systems for Mars colonization. "My mom always says that rock bottom can be a foundation," she told a documentary crew filming the launch event. "Look at us now, we're not just reaching for the stars, we're going to live among them." The program's impact had transformed society's approach to social issues. Homelessness was increasingly seen not as a personal failure but as a waste of human potential. Countries worldwide had adopted the hidden talent model, creating their own innovation communities and seeing remarkable results. Dr. Mei Wang, now director of the Orbital Medical Research Station, had revolutionized space-based manufacturing. Her team's innovations had made dozens of life-saving medications affordable and accessible globally. The station had become a symbol of how space exploration could directly benefit life on Earth. "We're not just solving problems in space," May explained during the pre-launch broadcast. "We're using space to solve problems on Earth. Every innovation we develop up here helps people down there." The Mars mission incorporated countless innovations born from necessity. The life support systems were based on Rita's original resource optimization algorithm. The habitat designs came from people who knew firsthand how to make confined spaces livable. The psychological support systems were developed by those who had experienced isolation and adversity. 10 minutes to launch, the announcement echoed across the facility. Rita felt tears in her eyes as she thought about how far they'd come. The parking lot where she had slept in her car was now the site of the world's most successful innovation community, and similar communities were changing lives across the globe. The program's success had sparked a revolution in education. Universities worldwide had adopted new models that valued lived experience alongside academic achievement. The results were remarkable. Breakthrough innovations were coming from increasingly diverse sources, accelerating human progress across all fields. "You know what's amazing?" Musk said quietly as they waited for launch. "That morning, I almost drove past. Sometimes I wonder how many other world-changing innovations we miss simply because we don't stop to look." The Phoenix had become a blueprint for sustainable urban development. Its vertical farms provided food for residents while testing agricultural techniques for Mars. Its energy systems, developed by former utility workers who had experienced homelessness, were setting new standards for efficiency. The young mother who had developed educational software was now leading a global initiative to make quality education accessible to children in crisis. Her daughter, inspired by the community's success, was developing new ways to identify and support hidden talent in younger populations. 5 minutes to launch, the countdown continued. The massive rocket stood ready, carrying not just a crew but a powerful message about human potential. Rita thought about her old Honda Civic, now displayed in the Smithsonian's Innovation and Society exhibition. Alongside it were stories of thousands of others who had found their way from crisis to innovation. The exhibit had become one of the museum's most popular, inspiring visitors to look differently at society's overlooked members. The Hidden Talent program had expanded far beyond its original scope. It now included initiatives for elderly innovators, youth programs, and specialized communities for different fields of innovation. Each community maintained the core principle that great ideas could come from anywhere, and everyone deserved the chance to contribute. 1 minute to launch. The crew had spent 3 years preparing for this mission. They would be the first humans to set foot on Mars, carrying with them the hopes and dreams of millions who had found inspiration in their stories. Each crew member wore a small patch showing a rising phoenix, a symbol of transformation and hope. 30 seconds. Rita squeezed Musk's hand as the final countdown began. They had changed so many lives, but more importantly, they had changed how society viewed human potential. The program's success had proven that innovation wasn't about where you came from, but where you were going. 10 seconds, 9, 8. Around the world, people watched the launch in innovation communities, shelters, schools, and homes. The mission represented more than just space exploration, it was proof that no dream was too big, no background too humble. 3, 2, 1. The rocket ignited, lifting off in a spectacular display of power and purpose. As it rose into the clear Florida sky, Rita thought about all the windows yet to be knocked on, all the talent yet to be discovered. "You know what the best part is," she said to Musk as they watched the rocket climb higher. "Somewhere right now, someone is sleeping in their car, thinking their story is over. But maybe they're actually working on the solution to a problem we haven't even discovered yet. We just have to find them." The rocket disappeared into the blue, carrying its crew of unlikely astronauts toward Mars. But its real impact wasn't just in space, it was in the changed perception of human potential, in the thousands of lives transformed, and in the countless innovations yet to come from places and people society once overlooked. As the crowd cheered and celebrated, Rita's phone buzzed with a message. Another hidden talent community was opening, this one in a small town where a factory closure had left hundreds jobless. The cycle of transformation would continue, one life at a time, one innovation at a time. "Ready to go knock on some more windows?" Musk asked with a smile. Rita looked at the contrail stretching into the sky, then at the faces of hope and determination around her. "Always," she replied. "Because every window is a chance to change the world."